All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you your daily horoscope for Wednesday, March 4th, 2020. All right, we've got the moon moved into the early degrees of Cancer. All right, around 6:15-ish this morning, depending where you're at. This is Eastern Standard Time. Mercury is going to move out of Pisces, back, retrograde back into Aquarius, okay? And then a little later in the evening, later in the day, rather, depending where you're at, Venus will move out of Aries into Taurus, her home sign. All right, we've got the sun in Pisces, right? Venus is still squaring Saturn, okay? So there's still tension. There's still an understanding of personal boundaries, all right? Personal boundaries. What is mine? What is yours? What is agreed upon? You know, Venus saying, I need to go my own way. I love what I love. I am who I am. You are who you are. You know, this past month has been interesting self-enlightenment, self-growth. There is separation during this time. You know, if anyone's been dealing with a separation of relationship, sorry to hear that, as always, and it's important to understand our own relationship during this time, that we are co-creators in this process, that we come together with individuals to see our own reflection. Yeah. We like a magnet pull in our greatest strengths and weaknesses through other people. All right, so I'm gonna do a whole kind of a relationship thing after this video, and we'll dive more into that there, because I think it's very relevant for this time that we're dealing with right now, to shine some light on that. Let me show you the chart for a quick second, show you what we're dealing with today. All right, so you see here, this is at 7 a.m. Mercury had just gone back into Aquarius, okay, where it's going to be, you know, for the 4th, it's going to retrograde back. On the 9th, it's going to station direct. On the 10th, it's going to move forward again. All right. So from the 4th all the way to the 16th, for those 12 days, Mercury is only going to be in these 2 degrees of Aquarius. Okay. So the 29th degree is about like one, if one has, you know, let me see how to say this. You know, if no one has ever left this rock that we're on, right? And one person has chosen to travel off into foreign countries to learn different ways, okay? Learn new spices, new ways of cooking, new ways of learning, new ways of physical exercise, you know. You have to travel over to India to learn yoga, or, you know, China to learn kung fu, something like this. Back in the times, you know, we're in the age of Aquarius, where all the information's out there and easily accessible. But you know, so imagine if we were just this civilization that was just here, that all we knew was American. You know, all we knew is hamburgers and sandwiches and this style of whatever. Not just pigeonholing it to hamburgers and sandwiches, but, you know, so it's like this one who has traveled out and brought this information back. Because one person has done this work, collectively as a group, we become enlightened because of that one individual that has chosen to travel and bring this knowledge back to us, right? So it's very powerful. Now, the 28th degree, where Mercury is going to hit in a couple of days here, is about the chrysalis. You know, we're going back into this chrysalis and re-emerging as the butterfly. It's something I talked about back on the beginning of February, ending of January, okay? So this is a very important time, and this deals with our planet of communication, information, insight, electrifying insight and technology, electrifying insight in communication in the community, okay? So it's very important that we're open right now and sharing, communicating about the things that we have learned, things that we have gone through, things that we have troubles over, because our troubles can bring insight to other people, which can be healing, very, very powerful, right? And we're dealing with, you know, Saturn's gonna join. Well, not at the same time. It's the 22nd, but Saturn's going to come into Aquarius as well and really solidify this technological age, all right? And insight and understanding, truly understanding that what we, you know, need in life, the fuel for our soul, for our mind and body, is literally a couple clicks of a button away, and we can learn almost anything. You know, we can be self-taught in these days because other people have done this work. Other people have created, you know, how to make a birdhouse, how to make a deck, how to reinstall a toilet into your bathroom, how to make a delicious filet mignon or a veggie quinoa black bean burger. You know, so because other people have done this work and put this work out there, it's very easy for us, unknowing, you know, those who do not know the information, to get a hold of this information, right? So it's really, really beautiful, really powerful. Now, Mercury is going to be creating a sextile down to Venus. And Venus here again is about boundaries, our personal boundaries. And we're all dealing with our own sense of self right now, you know, where we should be feeling, I mean, we're all feeling individual, but a sense of ourselves, okay? We need to be feeling a sense that, you know, we are worthy, we are loved, no matter what it is. And if we have had a separation in a relationship during this time, to know that you are certainly worthy, right? And that whatever's coming your way, this is about self-improvement, self-empowerment, okay? And sometimes that hurts, you know. Now, a few hours down the road here, Venus is going to come into, it's 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so depending on where you're at, you know, Venus is going to jump into Taurus, which is her home sign. And this is that crystal clear river, you know, this is that untainted purification of soul, all right, purification of mind, purification of body. Venus in Taurus at 0 degrees, okay, still creating the sextile, okay, and then Venus creating the sextile down here to the North Node, as well as the moon earlier in the day. I can rewind that, you know. So Venus creating the sextile still to the North Node here, starting to conjunct Uranus. The trine between the moon is still relevant even to Mercury up here. Okay, so whatever information that we're talking about, communicating about, making sure that we are, again, thinking about the other person. This is extremely important, to be openly communicative at this time in our lives, okay? To trust the higher power, to trust this higher source, okay? As the sun gets closer and closer to Neptune, you know, Neptune can be like a black hole, all right? To where the sun is our identity, right? It's our ego, our self-expression, who we are as individuals. And the closer the sun is getting to Neptune, which will be exact, let me pull a couple days ahead. I mean, we're feeling this. It's only a couple degrees away. You know, there you go. It's exact on the 8th, right? Then we got the new moon in Virgo, or the full moon in Virgo. Really, really powerful there. And we're going to be feeling that sun conjunct Neptune, you know, for about 2 weeks here, which can be a loss of identity. You know, it's like taking ourselves into the black hole, becoming one with the abyss, the one with nothingness, okay? And in that space, we can tap more deeply into our dreams. We can tap more deeply into our own intuition. We can tap more deeply. And it's funny because the sun being in Pisces, this oneness, and Venus has been in Aries, you know, this me, my, I, you know, I got to take care of myself. I have to provide for myself. I have to show myself love. You know, I can't expect, you know, love coming back all the time. As if no one were to watch this video, no likes, no comments, would I still make a video tomorrow? Yes. You know what I mean? It's my love for astrology, my passion to do this, that continues to put this out there. Now, of course, those things are nice, the likes, the comments, the shares. It's always appreciated. You know, it means I'm doing something that you know, is being acknowledged. But at the same time, it has to be driven from my point of focus of my passion, not doing it for the likes, not doing it for, you know, and that's just me talking about astrology videos. You know, so what are we doing in our lives that's important, that we're driving forward ourselves, you know, and again, not seeking the outside recognition for what we're doing, but simply being, And that's what the beauty of the sun is right now. It's simply being, understanding that we are destined to be here, that we as individual souls chose to incarnate these bodies. We chose this age, and we're in the birthing process of the age of Aquarius, which is a very, very confusing, very trying time right now. Okay, we're ending an old age. Okay, so Venus is entering Taurus. Taurus is the very first age that we are aware of as of mankind. Okay, this is the Egyptians, the Babylonians, the Sumerians, old ancient text, again, which was not out there and easily accessible. Something like YouTube made that very, very easily accessible to individuals in our era, in our age of Aquarius. Okay, so the age of Taurus is I have. Okay, so we have these big structures, earthly structures, these big, the Sphinx, the pyramids, the Mayan temples, all these temples around the globe, right? These big structures, my home, we look at it like that, my kingdom in Taurus, okay? Then we have the age of Aries, because it moves backwards. The precession of the equinox moves from Taurus into Aries. So now we have, rediscovering self, rediscovering what humanity really is. So we have the rise of Judaism, understanding the Kabbalah, the 10 Sephiroth, the tree of life, Adam Kadmon, if you're familiar with that, it's just like Adam Kadmon was like its first man, and because first man existed and had all components of all nature of humanity, now I exist, you exist, we all exist, this kind of thing. This is the 10 Sephiroth. And it's just like, again, so we are all reflections of one another, right? Of our greatest strengths and our greatest weaknesses. This is also the age of what? At the end of this age of Aries was like the Vikings. Very me, my. I'm going to club you over the head and take what is mine. So we're moving from I have to I am. Okay. Then the age of Pisces is I believe, which is the age of Christianity, Jesus, right? I believe in a higher source. I believe in a higher power. I believe in the Son of God, which can easily be translated these days to the Son of God. Jesus dies here on the cross on the 21st. Getting a little bit into theology here. The spear of the Sagittarius centaur is what pierces the sun of God as the sun dies on the cross for 3 days and rises on the 25th, the birth of the sun. Okay, so on the solstice, the sun stops, solstice, sun stops moving. It goes to the lowest point of the zodiac. This is the lowest point. Okay, remember, this is a reflection. So this is really, this is north, east, south, and west. This is backward. Okay, so the sun dies on the cross, rises on the 25th. When the sun first moves, okay, the first he meets is John the Baptist, Aquarius the water bearer. After John the Baptist, he meets the two fishermen, which is Pisces, the two fish. And then the story goes on and on and on and on, just like Hercules and his 12 legions. Okay, so these are anthropomorphized and personified characteristics. So we're dealing with I believe, right, here in Pisces. I believe. I have to believe in myself. I have to believe there is some sort of higher power, whatever that is, even if I no longer believe in the ancient texts, these 2,000-year-old texts. The Bible was the first book ever written. Right? So even if we no longer believe in that, this new spiritual age, the age of Aquarius that we're in now, it's leaving very confusing times as we're dealing with so much change. And in that sense of, like I was talking about yesterday, this sense of abandonment by that higher power, abandonment by our other, abandonment. And it's reminding ourselves to get back in tune with ourselves and who we are, the oneness of all things, right? So this is interesting times, interesting day, interesting shifts, encouraging us to as well. Let me say this, in the sense of relationship, doesn't matter what kind of relationship you're in. If you're in a relationship, not in a relationship, seeking relationship, in a marriage, whatever it may be, okay? With Venus moving into Taurus, let me bring this back a couple days here. With Venus moving into Taurus, all right, I have, okay, mine, I have, Okay, this and dealing with technology. What are our relationships doing right now? Are they being heart-centered, focused, empathetic, caring, and nurturing about the other? Okay, we have a lot of conflicting energy here, a lot of Capricorn authority. I am the authority of my own life, right? I make my own rules. So we have technology, and I have sextile together what's mine, and we have this compassion, this sense of drawing us all toward the North Node, the head of the dragon. You know, is it easier for us to kiss or say I love you to our partner than it is to hand them our phone and give them the password to our email account or our Facebook account or our WhatsApp account? You know what I mean? Like, we need to be very aware of this kind of energy, and we need to be open to where these are the kind of relationships that we need in our lives, of that complete openness, that complete trust. I believe, you know. So do we have better relationships through technology, through our phones, through email, than we do in real life? Okay, this is going to be called up this month, big time, right? And for us to have authentic and true and pure relationships and authentic communication, not hiding behind Facebook Messenger, not hiding behind email or WhatsApp, you know, but face to face. I wish I could, you know, you were all here and we could just talk, and we could talk astrology, and we would talk astrology for hours, a lot more than the 15 minutes that I do these videos, about the times that are going on right now, or what's going on with our lives. And as always, if you ever want a personal reading from me, by all means reach out, because I love chatting with people about what's going on with them. But you know, we have to get back to humanity. You know, Aquarius is the human. We have to get back to humanity, and not letting technology separate us and stand between us as individuals. You know, so it's important that we're getting back out there into the community, showing our faces. Even if we're going through hard times, it's through community that's going to allow us to heal. It's through community that we're going to see our reflections in others, that's going to perk us back up, or resonate with, you know, and find our tribe and get closer with, you know, other individuals of like-mindedness. Yeah. So this is a great time, and a great time to purge, especially with the sun getting so close to Neptune. It's a great time to purge. You know, where one end is looking and focusing on technology, one end is saying, like, I need to ignore all of this stuff. I need to you know, technology, we have processed food and processed this and this, and it's just like, is that what I truly need? You know, purging some of this processed stuff and going back to the jungle, the nature, the woods. Even if it's cold, it's getting warmer. You know, spring is here. So that's our day. That's even more than a day. I mean, that's a focus for what's coming up this month, right? A good focus for what's coming up this month is getting back in touch with ourselves, loving ourselves, foregoing the need for external love and appreciation, not saying that it's not, or validation, better word, you know, external validation, but doing something because you love it, you know, going to the event that you love because that's what you love, not in who you hope is going to be there, you know, what you're hoping for, you know, just, I believe in myself, I believe in my journey, and I allow and I accept. All right, so have a happy Wednesday, my friends. Thank you, as always, for hanging out with me. We'll see you tomorrow.